Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figured Out Productions. The following video is a video of some kind, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and check it out, I got a package. This comes from France, which is apparently the new queen of Dreamcast releases. Yes, that's what this is a new Sega Dreamcast release. For those who don't know, my favorite game console of all time, Sega Dreamcast, still gets new titles every once in a while, after almost 20 years, which is bonkers. In fact, this isn't even that crazy to be literally not that long ago I was just doing another one on a game called Breakers. I already did a video, you can check it out if you want to. So this is becoming more of a frequent thing. And it's funny because people don't realize how long the Dreamcast independent scene has actually been going. It actually goes all the way back to 2003, the first game being Feet of Fury. Because of that, there's actually a hell of a lot of games that came out that people never knew about and have never played. And it's weird, we're in this era now where the Dreamcast independent scene is booming for some reason. I've speculated on it a few times, but I think I know why, but it's just kind of weird to actually see it play out. There's actually a lot more titles coming for it lately. But like I said, there's a whole bunch that people never saw. And another thing that's funny about it is the Dreamcast independent scene, like I said, started in 2003. Sega stopped producing, or at least publishing titles for the Dreamcast in 2007. So they predated them by like 4 years. Crazy. But anyway, because of, as I mentioned, there's a lot of games that came out a long time ago. A lot more of them lately are getting re-releases, and you know, that's great. There's lots of games that are awesome for the independent scene that people never got to check out. That's technically what this is, yet this is kind of unique. This comes from a guy named, or a company, if you will, called Josh Prod. Now, you might know the name. They were the guys who re-released, they released Breakers. They brought that to the Dreamcast, and they're also publishing other re-releases. I believe Ghostblade's one of them, and or maybe not Ghostblade, but Ducks. I don't remember offhand, but there's a few of them. This one is special. This is actually, you know what? I'm going to open this up, and we're just going to talk about it. This is actually a release called Rush Rush Rally Reloaded. Now, that name, especially if you know the Dreamcast, might sound familiar. Rush Rush Rally Racing, which is this game right here, was actually released back in 2009. It was made by Senile Team and published by Red Spot Games. I got the regular edition, deluxe edition, shit, I've even got the nighttime variant deluxe edition. I liked this game. What happened was, after the game came out for the Dreamcast, Senile Team went back in, they upgraded it a little bit, and they released it on the Wii Virtual Console. And there it sat. Now, at some point, Senile Team and Josh Prod got together and decided to re-release the upgraded version for the Sega Dreamcast. Hence, Rush Rush Rally Reloaded, or Rush Rush Rally Racing Reloaded. Pretty cool game, the original version of it. And this one, I looked into it. There's a great article by the Dreamcast Junkyard. I'll put a link in the description. It actually breaks down all the changes they made. There's things like a more stable frame rate, more stable resolution, whole new gameplay modes, and then there's like a whole mechanic where they kind of pulled back on the camera angle so you see more of the map. Stuff like that. That's the ones I kind of remember offhand. But again, they're in the article. But yeah, so very cool to see one of these older games. This game's like 8 years old, and to me, I remember it really well when it came out because I've been doing Dreamcast scene stuff forever. But to see it kind of come that far along where it's like re-released to a whole new generation of retro gamers, if that sentence even makes sense, is awesome. But yeah, so here it is. This now a couple of things to note. First of all, this was a review copy. I got this for free. You know, I'm just putting it out there just so you guys know the deal. But I mean, I'm the Dreamcast guy. Like I want this shit. But yes, I'm obviously happy to do the video on it, which is just great. And on top of that, this happens to be the Japanese artwork variant in the DVD case. I believe there's a European style, although this is considered Japanese because of basically the orange and the white and that combo, although no part of the actual artwork is Japanese. I should really open it up here, shouldn't I? There might be an American variant too in like a standard jewel case, although I'm actually not totally sure about that. I'll put links in the description of where to buy it. But yeah, so I picked this one. Here's the thing to note, you know, it doesn't matter which version you get. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you're European, you can get the American one or you can get the Japanese one. It doesn't matter. It's purely cosmetic. You know, which version do you like the look of? Because the disc is region free, the languages don't change. It's exactly the same thing, it just looks different. But yeah, so you got nice artwork on the back, and then you got this manual here, which is pretty cool. Manual is fully in English. Talks about online scoreboard, multiplayer modes. Interestingly, it's only in English. I wasn't expecting that, but it's cool. There's the disc itself. which actually uses the full-on Dreamcast logo. I can't think, you know what? I can't think of any independent game that ever actually used, no, they never do that. Because I don't know how they got permission to do that. No, I'm seriously like perplexed. Because the actual Dreamcast logo is on the game, which I would expect an official release. But Sega didn't consent to this. But maybe they don't care anymore? I don't know. Actually, it says, all rights reserved, Dreamcast is a registered trademark of Sega Corporation. Well, this game is not officially licensed, approved, or endorsed by the Sega Corporation, yet they have their logo on it. That's just kind of cool. It definitely makes it look a lot more authentic, I'll tell you that right now. But that's cool. I've never seen one that I can think of anyway that actually used the real logo. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm misremembering. I'm sure it's certainly not a big deal, but it's cool.
Alright, I've got the game rolling here. I cut through some intro videos and stuff like that. I also tinkered around in the credits, or the main menu here. I was screwing around in the options just so you guys know. But they upgraded the menu system and all this stuff. So we're just going to try and get straight into the gameplay here. So we got the standard blue car. It was always kind of my favorite when I played this originally. But yeah, I still like it. And I like that this is one of the few independent Dreamcast games that actually has like an FMV cutscene in it. It's cool that they took the time to actually animate one. Alright, so continuing on, talking about other things, we got, first of all, I want to mention that again, thank you to Josh Prod for actually, bringing this about. I don't think if he hadn't published this that we would be seeing a re-release of this game. I also want to mention that like I said, I did cut out a few things, load time, stuff like that, just because there's a bunch of gameplay, and I thought, let's just get to that. Load times in general, though, for this game are very average. It's very much what you would expect. Just taking a look at it, first of all, if you're in Europe, you probably recognize the gameplay style a lot. It looks like Micro Machines, those like older games. We had those in North America. They just were nowhere near as popular as they were in Europe. But yeah, those were always kind of fun, and this is a nice throwback to that, especially this upgraded version, which I really had a great time playing. I also like that this game has a great sense of humor. We would have to by published or developed by a company called Senile Team. Look at that! Oh yeah, fuck that guy with a truck. It was awesome. Anyway, a couple other just technical notes and things. This game does support the VGA adapter. I've got this. This is running through the VGA mode, which is why it looks very clean, very clear. I was using the Acura HDMI box, and I was capturing through a Hauppauge HD PVR, running straight from the Acura to the capture device. So this is pretty much as straight, pure as you can get, aside from YouTube doing compression and stuff like that. It is worth noting, I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again in case you don't know. Games like this are region free, so it doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, doesn't matter which region Dreamcast you have, you will be able to play this game. It'll work just fine. It's not pressed on a GD-ROM. Sega hasn't, stopped production of that over 10 years ago. All these games are produced on CD-ROMs, not CDRs. These are not burned on a guy's computer. These are made in a factory. They just use CD-ROMs instead of GD-ROMs. They do so by using the MIL-CD exploit, which I've done whole videos on. If you're curious about how that actually works, you can look into that. But yeah, so it's... overall, man, it's a pretty fun game, and I enjoy the fact that I always enjoyed this originally. It's always been kind of one of my favorites from the independent Dreamcast scene, and I think it's the only racing game on the independent Dreamcast scene has ever produced. So to see an upgraded version of it like this is nice. I would love to see like a whole new one, a sequel. Maybe if it sells well enough, something like that might be possible. Hard to say, but definitely a cool game to check out if you never have before. So I'm going to go silent here for a little bit. I'm just going to let you guys enjoy the rest of this race. And then the third race, I was absolutely atrocious. So I decided to just screw around, because that's one of the things you can do, is you can like run off the course and go do like nutty things depending on the level. Eventually, in order to finish the level, you have to actually finish the race, but it doesn't matter at that point. I also did like a nice killing montage, so you'll see that soon. I'll join up with you guys right at the end. Well, that was special, wasn't it? I mean, obviously, if you were good at the game, it wouldn't take you 7 minutes to get through it. But again, I was screwing around trying to cause as much mayhem as I possibly could. But yeah, that game is a lot of fun, man. It's one that it's very addictive when you really want to get into it. And no, I was not man enough to try again. I had to go edit the video now. But yeah, a lot of fun. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you again for Josh Prod for the hookup. Thank you guys for watching, and check the link in the description to check it out and buy it. Bye, everybody.